Everyone, welcome back to Med Made Easy. Today we are going to talk about the signs of depression. I'm going to go over some of the main signs of depression. This is not an all-inclusive list. There are other things that can be included, but these are just kind of a generalization. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into some of the signs of depression. Number 1, you have difficulties concentrating or focusing. You may get easily distracted. You may feel like you can't get a task done. You may just feel overwhelmed with it all. There is this quote that says, "Stress happens when you are here, but you want to be there." When someone feels stretched thin, they often are unable to focus their efforts and energy into one project or one whatever situation that's going on. They may start projects but never finish them because they feel unmotivated to do so and lack the ability to concentrate. Number 2, you have trouble sleeping. This can either be oversleeping or undersleeping, or even if you're just getting the right amount of normal hours of sleep, you just feel like you're just not rested. You feel fatigued all the time, and it kind of goes in combination with number 1, where you can't focus or concentrate. Number 3, you're either overeating or undereating. Psychology Today explains that serotonin is nature's own appetite suppressant. This helps to shut off the cravings and helps you feel satisfied after eating. When someone is stressed, they often have lower levels of serotonin in the body. Another thing is that your adrenal glands release cortisol in response to stress, and so that cortisol increases appetite. As far as undereating can be due to the adrenal glands pumping out what is called adrenaline in response to stressors. This triggers the fight or flight response. This usually only happens for a short period of time, though. Moving on, number 4. This may be for several different reasons. Number 1 could be that they're not sleeping well. Number 2, they're not eating well. And then also just things like the lack of motivation that often comes with this. And then sometimes it can be a lab issue, but those are things that are usually monitored. And when someone comes in and they're feeling depressed, a lot of times different lab levels will be drawn to make sure that there's not something more going on, whether with anemia or with thyroid disorders or diabetes and such. So definitely, if you lack energy and often feel fatigued, this is definitely could be a sign of depression. But other medical conditions should be evaluated and ruled out as well. Number 5, feelings of irritability and anger. This is another one that may be multifactorial, and it can often come from many different things like hormonal changes, not eating well, lack of sleep, or poor quality of sleep. Many times people feel irritable because they want to be in control of the situation, but they're not. And it might even be directed toward things that they have absolutely no control of, like the weather or traffic or just things that there's just no control over. These are often, you'll see these type of things in instances of road rage and things like that, or someone at work that seems to explode over a seemingly small issue. The person may seem like they're a ticking time bomb, or they may seem like they're on edge all the time. Number 6, they feel hopeless and helpless. They may feel like any efforts that they put forth are absolutely wasted. They may even have this outlook that there's no use in even trying because things are always going to be the same and they're never going to change for the better. They kind of look at things like it's always going to be a rainy day and the clouds are always going to be there and nothing's going to change. They're never going to see a sunny day. And even if they did see a sunny day, that day is going to go away. It's going to go right back to the way things were before. The big thing about this is that they may feel like no matter what anyone does to help them or what they even do for themselves is not going to change their situation. It is very much a doom and gloom type perspective. Number 7, you lose interest in the activities that you once liked to do. Generally with this one, the enjoyment is no longer there. The things that you usually would like to do, you just don't want to do anymore. And some of it may come from a lack of motivation, but it can be other things like just not wanting to get yourself dressed and ready to go to work or to go out with friends. Hygiene may suffer. The individual may avoid their friends or avoid people in general. Also, not doing hobbies that you used to like to do. It's overall just a general decline in the things that normally would make them happy and also feel motivated. Number 8, The individual may seem to have recurrent body aches or stomach pains. They may feel nauseated. They may feel shaky. They may feel a lot of different bodily complaints that you often hear. And this is the body's almost way of telling you that, hey, something is going on with your mental health. And so a lot of times it does manifest with bodily symptoms. Number 9, feeling empty inside. You may feel like there's always something missing in your life and it just never seems to be filled. It's this unquenchable, unsatisfied feeling, and it seems like nothing will ever make it better. Number 10, and the final one for today, is suicidal thoughts. Thoughts of wanting to either hurt yourself or that you would be better off dead. If you suspect that someone is at risk for suicide or expressing suicidal thoughts or phrases, it is important that interventions should be taken. The first intervention you can do is to ask some questions. This can help you to identify whether or not the individual is in immediate danger and further steps need to be taken. Here are some suggested questions. Asking questions can show concern and also care for the individual who may be at risk to hurt themselves. A lot of people think that asking questions may actually push the individual to committing suicide, when a lot of times it actually is something that offers an opportunity to help this individual, and it may help them to be able to express themselves and feel validated. If you do find that the individual is in immediate danger, make sure that the person is not alone. I would call 911 or the local emergency number immediately, and also try to find out whether or not they've had any drugs in their system or alcohol, or if they're trying to do an overdose. You can also offer for the individual to call this number, 1-800-273-8255, and this is the National Suicide Prevention Line. I also want to leave you with another number. It's actually a helpline, and it is free to call. It's a great resource. Here, this is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. It's a Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. You can call this number 24/7, 365 days a year. It's a treatment referral and informational service in both English and Spanish for individuals and families facing mental and or substance use disorders. So if you or you know someone who needs help, definitely give this number a call. This helpline is a free service, and they keep your information confidential. They do not provide counseling directly, but they do provide support with connecting you to local assistance and also support. You do not have to have insurance to use this line. Alright everyone, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and also the thumbs up if this was a helpful video to you, and also hit the notification bell to get the latest videos.